Welcome, I'm Katie and this is a fountain pen awakening. I hope that wherever you are in the world you're doing super well. I am doing fantastic. I have been away for a couple of weeks, so you will be getting videos back to back because I have to get stuff out that I was unable to film in this past month. So apologies for me being away. The last video I did do was my PenBBs ink haul, and as promised in that video, I have most of them inked up in my currently inked for April. I will also be doing the 17 ink question tag at some point, and then I will get on to my top 3 ink and pen pairings for April. I missed out on doing the March one, only because it's been a bit sort of crazy busy and I was away on a vacation for 10 days, so I've just been running out of time, you know, with work and life, and you know how it is, right? So grab yourself a cup of something. I'm drinking a cup of coffee. I am sitting outside in our alfresco area. It's early morning here in Australia, beautiful sunny day. You will hear all the little birdies waking up and flitting about. You will also hear noises in the background from construction. They're building a house just down the block from us here. We've been having shocking weather, been having really rainy and stormy weather. So today is a lovely reprieve. It's a beautiful sunny day from the get-go. So I thought I'd get this done first thing in the morning. All right then, so if anybody watched my PenBBs ink haul video, I will link it in the closing so you can sort of go watch it if you want to see. But these were the inks that I did get from PenBBs. I am interested in doing a PenBBs exploration based on the ink that I got, the Emperor Quinlong or Quanlong, or however you pronounce it. I really liked that ink and how it performed, so I thought I'd want to sort of explore PenBBs inks a little bit more. So I did get these. I also went ahead and got the Sailor Ink Studio 273 because I thought it looked like an interesting color. I got the Moon Man Clear Dreams, and I got the Robert Oster Aqua because I wanted to try it out in this pen. I also went ahead and got myself the Lamy Dark Lilac because that's apparently back out on the market. It had gone for a few years, that's my understanding, and so I wanted to try that one out. So as we can see, these are the swatches that I did. This is the Tomoe River paper, the thicker version. This is the Tomoe River paper, the thinner version. And these were those inks that I showed in my last video. So I will go and do a writing sample. Now in the meantime, I have re-inked a few pens. Just because I haven't been using them for a while. So one of those pens is my Pilot Custom 74. Now this guy here has the music nib on it, so this is quite an interesting nib. I have inked this one up in one of the Kyono Auto inks that I really enjoy. And this has got a really thick line, but it's got line variation depending on the angle that you write with. You know, you can sort of do all sorts of things. You can write slanted, you can write upwards, you can write downwards, you can write sideways. It's called a music nib because they used to use this type of nib to write on music sheets when they were, you know, composing and stuff like that, and it's kind of very flexible in the way that you use it. It'd been stored away and I hadn't been using it for the longest time. So this is Corke Ero, which is a great sort of color. I really enjoy this. It's got great shading and it's a Kyo no Oto. This would sort of also look really good in my Firefly. Alrighty, so that's my palette custom with Cookie Roll. Oops, maybe you should spell Cookie Roll right, Kate? That'd be great. Now, our next fave of mine is my Brown Orchid, and I have re-inked with my favorite ink that I kind of love in this pen. To me, they're kind of a match made in heaven. I have a bottle of this ink. It is one of my favorite inks. If you follow my channel for a minute, you will know what this is. This is the Leatherwood Honey, which is a Van Diemen's ink. This has got a medium nib in here, and yeah, I love this ink and pen pairing. It's just perfect, isn't it? Look at that. Perfect. Perfection. All right, so the next one is a new ink from Sailor. So I've inked it up in my Vista because it might be a little dry for some reason. And it's an interesting color, this. I haven't decided what sort of color it is, but I don't think it's dry. I just think this is a new nib on this pen, so it's a bit scratchy. And this is Ink Studio 273 Sailor ink, and it kind of looks like an orangey brown or a dusky kind of orange. Oh, I don't know. It's just such a weird sort of color. It's kind of beige with hints of pink and orange in there. I don't know how to describe it. So this is the 1.1 on this pen here, and it's got some nice amount of shading. How would you guys define this color? It's really nice. I really like it. And now this one here is from my PenBBs haul. All right, so this kind of goes down very bright, but then it kind of dries to a nice sort of pink. I don't mind it at all. However, I don't know, I just find I've been finding these inks a little bit watery, so to speak. Okay, so this is my Pilot Matte Croc. This one here is the 449 Yanji. Yeah, so it sort of goes down this watermelon color, and then it dries to a bit of a dusky pink, which I rather fancy. I mean, I don't mind this color at all. I mean, in this pen, it's okay, I guess. I don't know. It's not as good as the orange one that I got, the Emperor Quanlong, you know, the writing experience that I'm experiencing. The writing experience that I'm experiencing. But yeah, not a bad shade at all. I don't mind that pink. It reminds me a little bit of Bouquet d'Antan from J. Haban. All right, the next new one is in my Nami All Star. And I don't mind this shade at all. What nib have I got on this? This is a fine nib. This is my white silver. And this writes really well. I had the Myajima Sea Eel Beige Rice, that longest name, but that was struggling to write. But this is actually a really nice color. Now this is 443 and it's called Mung Bean Cake. Oh, I didn't put PenBBs there. And this is PenBBs. And this, I really fancy this color here. Reminds me a little bit of Oyster Hour or maybe Lady Rose with some pink coming through, which are the Ferris wheel press inks. So we were up at my mum's 5 days, the whole family, and then I went down with the fam to Melbourne and spent a few days in Melbourne. Now, this color here is interesting because it kind of is a little bit violet pinkish, but then it sort of goes down as grey. See that colour there? So I've put it in the Prera just because the Prera's got the cursive medium. See what I mean? But when you put it down, it's sort of like very grey when you write with it. And it's a very pale ink, so it struggles to write a bit. So like I think this is also a new nib, so it's a little bit scratchy. So that's 129 and it says Zimo in my cursive medium. Kind of reminds me a little bit of my Sailor ink, the Yuramekoseki, like a chroma shading ink with those colours. You know, we've got a little bit of green and violet and stuff through them. I guess it's a little bit pale for my liking. Okay, this is an ink that I've had for a while, so I thought I'd sort of ink it up to try and use it up because I have a sample of it. So I thought, seeing that my Robert Oster viola turned blue, I thought this would be a great colour in this pen. So this is an Blue Plus Lavender, and this colour is the Ink Studio 262, and I've got a fine nib on this one, and this is a Sailor ink. But that's a pretty good match, isn't it? All right, let me get these pens out of the way so I can push that up a bit further. Yeah, so what else is new with you guys? Hope you're all doing well, that you enjoyed your Easter. If you celebrated Easter, I hope you saw my newest video with finally my hey Bubba, this is my cat Hunter. Well, not my cat, but my landlady's cat. She's away at the moment because her brother was diagnosed with cancer. She had to rush down to Sydney Monday, not this Monday, last Monday, and I've been looking after the cat, and yeah, he wakes you up at all hours of the night, so I haven't slept much. Yeah, so she had to rush off to Sydney because they didn't give him long to live, and so I've been holding the fort. But yeah, it's been sort of news that's been happening. A lot of people I know have all sort of been diagnosed with cancer all of a sudden, out of the blue, which is a bit concerning. I have my theories on that, but you know, that's my personal opinion, which is very controversial, so I won't mention that here. All right, this is a Moonman ink, which I absolutely love. I've put it in my TWSBI Mini, and it is a Moonman, and it's called Clear Dream. And this is, I've got a new nib on this. This is a medium nib on this. I used to have the 1.1 stub nib. I just love it. It is a little bit of a dry ink, but I think it's really pretty, and it kind of reminds me of Fujisugata. It's a bit dry because I haven't been writing with it, that's why. So the ink, like the nibs kind of dried up a bit. Yeah, a bit like Fujisugata, but I think Fujisugata was a little bit brighter, I believe. Isn't that pretty? Yes, so as I was saying, ta-da! My newest pen to my collection, finally, my Esterbrook Esty that was on my wish list for the longest time. I was wanting Torty, as in the colour of the pen. However, this was on sale, so I got it at a little bit of a discount, so I went with this colour, and the nib on there is the fine nib. My first Esty ever, because I do have the junior. So this is the Azurite, and I love this colour in this pen, and I was struggling a little bit to write with it when I first got it, or when I did my unboxing video, so I was a little bit underwhelmed because I thought, gee whiz, you know, I spent so much money on this pen, and it doesn't kind of write well straight out of the box, which was a bit, you know, disappointing. Now that I've used the nib and stuff, I've broken it in and it's writing really well. And also at the beginning, it gave me quite a thick line, just for the simple fact that I had rinsed out the nib and there was a little bit of water in the feed, and so it kind of made the ink a little bit, watery, but it's actually writing really well, and this ink shades super well in this pen. So yeah, all is well. As I said in the other video, I wanted an ink, a kind of aqua ink to go in this pen. This is a Galen X, so a pen, a collaboration between Galen Leather and Studio Agakakan. And this is called Bohemian Twilight, right? And this is a Jonathan Brooks blank. So this ink in here is aqua. The nib that I have here is a cursive smooth italic, and it's a medium. I bought this nib off Galen Leather. I love this color in this pen. I love the writing experience with it. I did have a few inks in here. I did have my copper patina from Troublemaker, but I found that a bit too bright in this pen, and then I did put Opera Rose in there, but I find it a bit dry. Teranishi Opera Rose, and now I think I found this juiciness, so it writes really well now. So this is a pair that I'm really enjoying. Now, last but not least is in my Juicy All-Star Firefly with a 1.1 nib. I have put this new ink, which is the dark lilac, which is super cool because it's got this really kind of green sheen to it. So when it dries, you mostly see the green sheen. And this is the Lamy Crystal. Oh, is it Lamy Crystal? No, I don't think it's Lamy Crystal. I think it's just Lamy ink. Now, apparently this ink was not around for a while, and now they've brought it out again, and I've seen some comparisons with the old dark lilac to this one, and the old one doesn't sheen green as much as this one does. So there you have it, my friends. Can we see the green sheen in there? Yeah, so I see how that kind of dries a little bit sort of paler, but you can still see it, it's a good writer. And then this one here, it does kind of go down a bit brighter, like a bright watermelon, and then it kind of like dries to this kind of subtle pink. So what would you call this color here, this Ink Studio 273? Because it's got beiges, it kind of looks like a brown, but it's got sort of like an orange pinky undertone to it. I think it's great. So the azurite is really good in this pen because you get that shading, and it also has like a dark green sheen in it as well. I love the Galen Aqua, the Robert Oster Aqua in this, because it just gives great shading, and it's a great color. It's not too turquoisey. And what was I saying before? Oh, sorry guys, I never finished a bloody sentence. So I was saying about the Galen Leather, I tried the Troublemaker turquoise in it, which is like really this kind of color. It's the Troublemaker Copper Patina, which is actually this color here, because it's got, it's a shimmer ink. The particulates kind of like either clog the feed, or then it sort of starts writing off with the particulates, and then it kind of, anyway, it's too bright. That's what I was saying. Then this dark lilac is now drying. I don't know if you can see that green shimmer in there. So how many pens have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So these are 11 pens that I have that are inked up with the new inks, but I do have others that are inked up. Obviously the inks I've already shown, and I haven't been able to use them all up or write them dry yet, just because I haven't been around. I've been trying to be really good with, keeping a minimum of pens inked up instead of lots. But then when I get new inks, I'm just so curious. I want to kind of, like use them all, see them in pens, and then I just tend to ink every one of my pens up. which isn't a great practice because then it takes me ages to write them dry. But you know what? Who cares? That's the fun of it, isn't it, people? That is the fun of it. And this is why we love getting ink samples, and this is why we love using our pens, because it's so much fun to see all the different ink colors and ink explorations. I'm rambling. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think this color is. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, for liking, and for subscribing. And until my next one, ciao, Andy.